bikini? What got you into doing bikini?
So that's the thing too. So at first I just was in it just to lift weights, right? And
Yeah.
then people would come up to me in the gym and they would ask me if I competed. And I was like, no, no, that's not my thing. Like I just want to look good. But I'm not interested in competing. Even the owner of the gym, who is now a very, very good friend of mine, who was my first coach, actually. His name was
Yeah.
Albert. Has the best gym in Adairsville, Georgia, by the way, if anyone ever is there. It's called Reps and Sets, but he would come up because he was always in the gym every day. And he would ask me if I competed, and I said no. And then one day, one of my coworkers sent me a flyer to, I was actually the Nashville Fit Show because I was in Georgia and we were close to Nashville.
Okay.
And he said, hey, boss, I think you should look into this. I think you would do really well. I didn't really think a whole lot of it, but I started Googling and just reading all about it, and it got me kind of excited. So literally the next day, like I went to the gym and I was like, hey, Albert, so I decided I want to compete. So I need a coach. And I was like, I need it all. And Albert was the man, and he became my coach. He did my nutrition, my fitness, all of that. And I didn't end up doing Nashville Fit because that show was literally only like 3 months away, and I had not prepped at all. So I was not ready for that. But I did decide that I was going to do a show that was later on in the year. And it was just a regional show. It is now an NPC show, Battle of West Georgia. But when
Okay.
I did it, it wasn't with NPC yet. So I did that show about 6 months later, and I absolutely fell in love. I was not happy with the outcome of that very first show. So the very next weekend, I did Southern Muscle in Dalton, Georgia, which is an NPC show. And I did that one, and I won first in all of my classes. And obviously, when you win, it motivates you to keep going.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back. So that's really kind of what got me into the world, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it be like that, you know. And since I've been speaking to a lot of competitors, they tell me that, you know, at first they weren't interested, and then somebody encouraged them to do it, do bodybuilding, and then when they did their first show, they had the bug. Sometimes, you know, they would tell me that they didn't really do good in their first show, and they just wanted to keep doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So
For me, losing, it like really kind of lights a fire in me. Like it's a very good motivator because I don't like to lose. So while sometimes, in this sport, obviously you're going to lose a lot more than you're going to win.
yeah,
Um, but in that first one, I had even talked to um, some of the other people in the audience and stuff after the regional show, and they were like, I don't know what happened. So they're like, you definitely need to go do NPC. So I'm glad that I literally didn't even waste any time. I was backstage waiting to go out for like finals or something, and I literally registered for the NPC show while I was backstage, and it was literally the very next weekend.
oh, did you ever do like a natural show?
I've never actually done a
Oh,
natural. I am natural, but
oh,
I
okay,
never competed in a drug tested
natural.
show.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, good. Check your. Well, this is some of the pictures. This is blurry. I'd saved it to download, but we could go to the Instagram and stuff later on and stuff.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, yeah, you have a nice physique.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. So
My little
how your
man.
yeah how your son have your son ever been to your shows or it's too boring for him?
Yeah, so he went to my first the Southern Muscle. He went and he got to see his mom win everything. So the next year I did Southern Muscle again. He's come to that one. He doesn't go to all of them. He's 10, and all they care about is electronics and
Yeah,
video games and things like that. So like he's super proud and like he cheers for me and he loves it, but at the same time, like they are very long shows. Like he doesn't want to sit there all the
Of
time, so I try
course,
not to
of
bore him too
course,
much.
of course. Like what was your first show like when like being on stage, and how was the audience? Like how many, like was there a lot of people like watching you?
The very first show, like the regional one that I did, Battle of West Georgia, it was
Yeah,
smaller. I mean, there was a lot of people, especially for being a first time competitor, and I
yeah,
had no idea. This is one thing, like when you get on that stage, and I'm not a shy person, but when you get on that stage and like you have the lights and your brain completely, sometimes you just forget everything.
yeah.
So it's a bit nerve-wracking like the very first time. I've competed in 10 shows so far. So each
Okay.
show I get a little bit more confident and a little bit better. I do have a pre-backstage ritual that calms me down, and it's I take a shot of Tito's before
You
I go
take a
out.
shot of what?
Of Tito's.
Tito's? Oh, what? I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't
So
drink, so I don't really. I'm not familiar with that.
yeah,
But
so it's
it's.
just a shot of vodka. I get the little airplane
Oh, okay.
bottles and I
I
take a
got you.
shot. But at
Got
the
you.
first show,
Got
I
you.
completely just, my mind just went blank. And they said, all right, ladies, turn and face the rear. And I paused for a second and I could not remember my transition to save my life. And I literally just turned around. Um, and in my head, I was like, that's not right. That's not how you do it. And so then it got in my head even more. And
Right.
I was just so incredibly nervous that time. So, looking back, yeah, it's probably why I didn't win. I didn't even pose correctly. I literally just spun around.
Yeah. How did you get better with the posing?
So I got better with posing, really just practice, 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 practice. A lot of people, when they are looking or thinking about getting into bodybuilding, myself included, the posing part, like it doesn't look hard until you
Yeah.
start doing it.
Yeah.
That is
It's a different story.
extremely difficult,
Yeah.
and to do it correctly, for your body shape and body type and like making it flow and like really having confidence, and just practicing it so much that doesn't matter how nervous you are. If they say ladies turn to the rear, you do your transition and don't just turn around. Um, but I ended up working with a posing coach, and then um, I don't even have a posing coach right now, but I watch all of the pros and other amateurs just on Instagram and TikTok and see what looks good, and then I'll try it out and I'm like, okay, like I like that. So I have a TikTok video up, that I posted not too long ago, thinking about changing my transition. So
Yeah.
really just learning and practicing is how you're going to get better.
Yeah. Do you consult with like other like female competitors?
Yeah, so if you look at my Instagram
Yeah, we
friends
could do it
list,
right.
it's
Yeah, we could do that right now.
it's full of, like, my friends list is just tons and tons of competitors.
Yeah.
That's the good thing
Yeah.
about bodybuilding as well, like just the camaraderie and like the friendships
You
and
see
stuff that
this?
you'll make. Yep,
Can you
I
see
can see it.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The picture I
So
wanted
yeah.
to kind of save, but it wasn't. It gave me a whole lot of pictures and stuff. But you see that? Yeah, you have a nice physique.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Like so you was like in a Arnold amateurs.
Yep, I'm still in the amateur. So going, like I said, I'm
Okay.
going for my pro card. Um, so far has not obviously worked out for me yet, but I will keep going until it happens.
Yeah. What you need to work on, like for you
Um,
to
so the last
get.
show that I did the Arnold Amateur. So a pretty big show. But I did that, and my feedback from the judges were that I need to add some more to my glutes, so grow them up a little bit. My coach that I have now, is
Yeah.
Paul Revelia from Team Pro Physique, and
Yeah.
he did a phenomenal job getting me show lean. So I got super lean, but I think I lost a little bit too much of my glutes, in the
Mm,
process. So right now we're kind of bulking up to add on to my glutes because that was their big thing. And then they gave me some advice just to kind of tweak some of my pose. Um,
Okay.
but with my coach, the
That,
discussions we've had,